Hello and welcome to the Your Natural Healer channel. My name is Tammy and I'm so glad you're joining me for this first kind of special reading that I'm going to start doing. I think depending on the feedback that I get from it, it may be something quarterly. It may not necessarily be this particular spread. And we'll talk about that a little later, and I'll talk about that in future weekly videos. So anyway, this reading is a chakra reading for those with the sun sign of Taurus, the bull. All right, so before we even get started with anything, I got to get some quick housekeeping out of the way, and I always have to say this, and it's the ugly monster in the room. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, if you could do that for me, that would be greatly appreciated, because that YouTube algorithm is real and it is based off of subscribers. If you do subscribe, I get it. You don't want your phone blowing up. You can turn off the notifications for my channel. That will not offend me. And again, do it for any YouTuber that you watch and support. It really does make a difference because, as I said, that algorithm is real. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shuffle and then draw 7 cards, one representing each one of your chakras. And then at the end, I'm going to give you a message just for you from one of your guides. So I'm going to move, these are Vogel crystals. I'm going to move those out of the way a little bit. And I'm going to move this deck off to the side. And let's put this beautiful, this is a amethyst scepter. Isn't that absolutely stunning? I will be adding these into my crystal store. For those of you who don't know, I do have a crystal store. You can go to yournaturalhealer.com and go to products, and there's crystals, jewelry, sage, essential oils, and what have you available there in the store. All right, so really quickly with this reading, this is a general reading. So it is for anybody whose sun sign in this whole world is a Taurus. So with that being said, this may or may not resonate with you. If it does resonate with you, take your hand, take a deep breath in, place it on your heart, and say, yes, 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 I claim this for myself. If it doesn't resonate with you, come back and watch it later on, or maybe you need a personal reading, because as I said, this is general. If you would like a personal reading, again, you can go to yournaturalhealer.com, click on services, and there's readings mixed with reiki. There's all kinds of stuff on there, all types of packages and things of that nature. So again, go ahead and check that out if you're interested. All right. Now, I do have a hard time shuffling like this on camera, so I do that off camera. And I'm sorry if I knock the camera. It's kind of close to where I'm sitting, so it does kind of get in the way sometimes. But if I shuffle that way on camera, the cards fly everywhere, and then it's just a big mess, and then I end up having to re-record. Okay, so let's go ahead. Any negativity out of the way, and we're going to draw your 7 cards. I'm going to try to get these all on screen, so just bear with me. I'm dealing around the camera, and I'm not looking at the face yet. And yeah, I need to move these over. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This desk is too small. I've got my laptop and stuff over here, and I've got some cards, actually some crystals over here that I need to take pictures of and get those, and get a little description written up and get those on the website. All right, so here we go. These are our 7 cards. I'm going to set that deck off to the side, and we're going to work through each one of our chakras, or your chakras, I should say, because this is for you, for those of you who are a Taurus. All right, so the first card we're going to draw is for your root chakra, which is your first chakra. It is located at the base of your spine, and in a general context, it deals with self-preservation. And by that, I'm talking about your survival instincts. how you see or seek your health, prosperity, and security. The root chakra really deals with our sense of security, our sense of safety, and our basic needs. All right. So let's go ahead and see what the root chakra, how your root chakra is. And you got the strength card, which is Leo energy. And this is really fantastic. Your root chakra is really in a good place. The strength card is all about inner strength, and it's about perseverance, which you're doing. You know, you are able to obtain what you need for your basic survival needs, you know, food, shelter, clothing. You're able to provide for your family. Your basic needs are met, and you're in a place where you feel safe. You feel safe physically, you feel safe emotionally, you feel safe mentally, you're safe spiritually. Your root chakra is just in a good place. It's spinning correctly. It's not too fast, not too slow. It's in alignment. Just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful red energy filling up that root chakra. All about the strength. And you're able to, anything, you know, in your current space, anything that tries to threaten your security, your sense of safety, your basic needs, you are able to pull on your inner strength, not only to endure the challenge, but to break through the challenge and overcome it. So whatever it is that you're doing, keep doing it. Nice, beautiful, healthy root chakra, just really good. And the fact that you know how to draw on this inner energy right now is just, it's absolutely beautiful. And remember how you do this, because it's not always that when, you know, if, for example, if you're being threatened to be laid off or something, you know, you're able to find it within you, that strength you're needed to face that challenge and whatever the outcome is. So even if you were, for example, laid off, you still have that strength in you that it's not going to break you. It's not going to hurt your family. It's not going to affect your stability, your basic needs. So nothing more I can really say on that. Just really great energy. Really great. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about your second chakra, which is our sacral chakra. Our sacral chakra deals with sexuality as well as creativity. It's our self-gratification center. You could say it's how we connect to others through our feelings, our desires, sensation, and movement. And our sacral chakra is where our raw emotions are housed and where they're represented. So for your sacral chakra, you pulled the 10 of Cups reversed. Okay, well, we went from a wonderful root chakra to needing work on your sacral. So right off the bat, I have to say that you need to work on your sacral chakra. It's like you have all these material things in which, you know, we said that over here, but I think it's even to a point beyond that, that you have all these material things, but yet you're still feeling a little empty, like it's not enough. And I don't know if it's that you're trying to impress others, like there's that saying, keep up with the Joneses. So I don't know if that's what's going on here, but with whatever all this stuff that you have, and this is about materialistic right now, you're thinking that these things are supposed to make your relationship stronger, and it doesn't, okay? True relationships are not based off of material possessions, okay? And I think that you're realizing that, and it's leaving you a little disappointed, a little let down, unhappy, a little empty. And it's like, well, what am I doing? I'm doing everything right, and either my relationships aren't working, or you know, I have no relationships, or you know, you think you have relationships and people are backstabbing you or whatever, laughing at you behind your back, but you're feeling this bit of emptiness. Okay. And I think you just need to realize that people are going to love you and like you for you, not for the crap you own. Okay. So If I were you, I would definitely work on your sacral chakra a little bit. Really meditate on, if you take the materialistic side out of your relationships, okay, why is it that you're feeling lonely? Maybe it's the type of people. Maybe it's not you. If you surround yourself with people who only care about materialistic things, is that the kind of people you really want in your life? I would say no. So then maybe you need to start looking in other areas for friends or relationships, okay? Because whatever it is, it's not working. And these relationships are leaving you empty, let down, disappointed, and utterly unhappy. So I think, as I said, you need to work on your sacral chakra a little bit, but you need to find the root cause as to why you're trying to impress people. Okay. And if it's a confidence thing, we'll talk about that in the solar plexus. But at the core, how you're connecting to others, you're connecting in the wrong way. You know what? Be yourself. Be yourself. I don't care if you're a comedian. I don't care if you're a goofball. I don't care if you're the biggest nerd in the room. I don't care if you're the most boring person. Be yourself. Because when you're real, people are going to be real with you, and people are going to invest in you. People don't want to invest in fake people. Okay? Be yourself. Having material things working from, that's wonderful if you're doing it from a place of the heart, not from ego. Okay? So your relationships, I'm sorry, you just need to kind of take a little deeper look at them. And is it coming from you, or is you just surrounding yourself with the wrong people? Because sometimes people get put off. I had a friend a couple years ago from high school who, on Facebook, you would think that he was the only person in the world that could afford big, thick steaks and big old shrimp to barbecue. Would brag, oh, I spent $500 at the grocery store today. And, oh, I laid down 300 bills and bought this stuff. It was always bragging about what he had, and it was a turnoff. I like the guy. He, when he wasn't doing that stuff, he was nice. And I was glad that we were able to continue our relationship, as friends from our school days. But then it got to the point where I couldn't stand it anymore, because all he did was brag. And it wasn't that I couldn't stand it because I couldn't afford it or what have you. It's like, I don't care how many $100 bills you lay out at Walmart. That don't matter to me. So, people can get turned off by that. So maybe you're surrounded with nice people. It's just an ego thing, and you need to get that in check. All right? Work on your work on your sacral chakra, though. I have had solar plexus on the mind. Every time I want to say sacral, it's like I keep saying solar plexus. And I'm huge on working with my solar plexus. My solar plexus is constantly balanced and then blocked, balance, blocked. So maybe that's what it is subliminally. I need to maybe work on, when I meditate tonight, hit my solar plexus. It's been a couple days. All right, so let's talk about the solar plexus next, which the solar plexus is located halfway between our belly button and our rib cage. And our solar plexus is our self-definition. It's how we express our personal willpower, our personal power, our autonomy, our energy, our spontaneity. It's happiness and joy. And I don't have my orange calcite here. Usually I have my beautiful piece of orange calcite, and I don't have it here. And just that reminds me always of my solar plexus, even though it's orange and not yellow. But it just brings me, I look at it and I just get happy. So anyway, you got the King of Cups. All right, this is actually good. I was wondering how your solar plexus was going to relate. I'm going to pull this card down since we have a little bit of an issue with that. I was worried about your solar plexus, that maybe it was either confidence or maybe you're too egotistical. But that's not what the cards are saying. The cards are actually saying that you're finding, or you're about to find, a nice balance between your head and your heart, especially emotionally, because cups in tarot is all about emotion. And with their solar plexus, I think that maybe you were a bit of an emotional person before, that maybe a lot of things you did, it was kind of one extreme to the other. Maybe a little bit of being a drama queen / king, maybe. But I think that maybe your emotions either it was one extreme or the other. Either you just exhibited nothing, shut down, cold, reserved, or you were just over the top, Academy Award winner. So I think that, and maybe you've done both, but I think you're at the point where that has been balanced, or it is becoming balanced. All right. And so really pay attention to that, because I do see that it's becoming balanced. And once you find that balance between your head and your heart, it's going to just bring you so much joy. And that joy, like cups, it's just going to be spilling over, and you're going to continue to want to drink, and that cup's going to be full, because that balance is going to affect all areas of your life. Because when you're happy, you're happy. Life is good. Your relationships are good. Your job's good. Even if something crappy happens to you and you're really, truly at your core happy, it is what it is, kind of thing. And you're about to be here with this. All right. So I'm thinking that maybe once you work on this, because as I said, this is maybe not going on right now, but this is definitely within the near future. I think that once you overcome whatever is going on here in your sacral chakra, that you're going to see this nice balance of your own personal power and your own happiness. You're just going to be really overjoyed. There's nothing more I can say with it. And maybe while you're working on this, work on this a little bit. Just, this needs not a lot of work, but this needs work. Hit this up. Meditate on your solar plexus, a little bit every here and there, just, so this way when this is resolved, you're at this really good space. And that's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. All right. Our next card, is our heart space card. So let's see, Taurus, what did you get for your heart chakra? Ooh, the Knight of Swords. Great card. Knight of Swords means there is big change coming. Did you hear me? Big change is coming. And it's change that you want and change that is good. And I'm telling you right now, this is playing from this. So these two cards are coming from this. Once this gets resolved, that's where you're going to see this change. Because once your solar plexus is balanced and you're happy, that I really see that within your heart space, you're just going to be overfilled with love. And you're really going to have those good relationships with, whether they're romantic relationships or friendships or neighborships or workships, whatever you want to call them. I think that this may be what this change is coming, and it is going to be big. And that's what I said. Right here, I just get a lot of, like I said, disappointment and unhappiness. But once this is resolved and you start working on that balance between your head and your heart, that your heart space is just going to be so open. And our heart chakra deals with love of ourself, love of others. It's those deep, meaningful relationships. And I see in the distant future that your relationships are really going to blossom. That's just phenomenal. I mean, there's really nothing else I can say with that. Just good stuff coming. That's really good. With this, and you see, the horse is charging. You can tell there's a lot of wind because everything's just, the wind's blowing everything because he's going so fast. And that's why I said this is big change that's coming. It is seize the moment kind of thing. And once this is resolved, all of this is going to start it's kind of like a domino effect. Once you knock this domino down, it's just going to knock these down to open up everything. That's just fantastic stuff, Taurus. All right. So we're moving up to our throat chakra. And you got the Ace of Wands. Okay. Oh, I had just done Aries reading and their throat chakra was not good either. And most people do have a lot of issues with that. And it makes sense because our throat chakra deals with our self-expression. It's how we communicate with others and also express ourselves creatively to the world. And it makes sense that over here, if you are trying to impress others, for lack of a term, that you're not being your authentic self. And when you can't be your authentic self, then our confidence is not necessarily the best, which it's going to be. And, we're not filled with those wonderful, balanced, beautiful relationships. So I think what's going on that, it just, with the Ace of Wands being in the reverse position, you're just waiting. And what are you waiting for? And in terms of being your authentic self, what are you waiting for? Are you waiting for the perfect guy or girl to come along to say, okay, well, now I can be myself because I impressed them with all this crap I've got? You're stopping your own progression in life. You need to be your authentic self. There's nothing more that I can say with that. If you're not being your true self, you can't communicate and self-express yourself honestly and openly. And if we pretend to be something we're not, we are not being our authentic self. So I'm going to put this card down here because I think that in conjunction with your sacral chakra, I think you need to work on your throat chakra. I definitely would guarantee that it's probably blocked, but it's definitely, I would say, underactive. And that's just from drawing the cards and what I'm picking up. Normally, like if you were to go on my website and sign up for a chakra assessment or, and that's where I assess your chakra and do Reiki. The way that I assess, I go through each chakras and I use my pendulum, and I'm able to use my pendulum and when working with my pendulum, I'm able to determine if it's in alignment, if it's spinning too slow or too fast, or even if it's blocked. I had one client once, it was their sacral. It was spinning. Normally when it spins in a circle, the pendulum. I have a hard time faking it, so that's why I'm holding it like this. So, normally it would spin in a circle. Well, theirs was spinning kind of egg-shaped, where it was a big circle and then it would kind of thin up at top, kind of like a teardrop almost. So that's how I'm able to determine, utilizing, my intuition, working with my guides, and my abilities to be able to determine chakras. But I would say just from this card, if this is resonating with you, that your throat chakra is definitely underactive and is possibly blocked. If this doesn't get resolved, this is definitely going to get blocked. So that's why I wanted to pull that card down here. Let's talk about our third eye. Now, our third eye chakra, everybody automatically thinks intuition, which is correct, but it also has to deal with self-reflection. How we see the world both physically with our eyes as well as spiritually with our third eye, or intuitively, okay? And it's our ability to see the big picture. So self-reflection. So as far as self-reflection, let's take a look. Okay. Six of Cups reversed. Yeah. Your third eye needs work too. And I think it's definitely related to this, which makes sense. That's also cups. I think you're really stuck in the past. And I don't know how far in the past, but it's almost, I'm thinking like your glory days. We all have glory days. Some of us, it's high school. Some of it's college. Some of it's our early 20s. But I think and maybe you're not stuck there, but at least you keep looking behind with like these rose-colored glasses on, and you're expecting life to be like that. So if you were super popular, let's say that you were the captain of the football team, and you were Mr. Popularity, and you're not really that now, and you're trying to make your friends and to become that popular person again based on these material objects. So your third eye is definitely blocked, okay? But it's because of this. Once you work on this, then this is going to give you the ability. It doesn't matter how much you work on your third eye right now. It is not going to unblock unless you really start working on this. Now, through Reiki, we could get it, temporarily unblocked, but unless this is resolved, it's just going to go back to that, okay? So, again, you really need to work on that solar plexus again. Taurus, you really got to work on that sacral chakra, because these things are just really kind of like side effects. And I don't think you're going to have to do a whole lot of work with your chakras once the sacral chakra is worked on, okay? But it's always good to look in the past, our glory days. Of course, everybody wants to be loved, everybody wants to be popular, and people that say, well, I don't want that, we all do, or at least some point in our life we do, or did. And once you get to an awakening stage where you realize what is important and what's not important, yeah, of course you look back and I was the man, or I was the woman, and there's nothing wrong with that. But it's the past. And if you keep looking in the past, you're going to miss not only the possibilities of the future, but the present. You want to be in the present moment, because that's the here and now. That is your life. We are souls having a human experience. The past, it happened, and we can reflect on that and smile upon it. If every Saturday night you want to kick back, have a few drinks and talk about your glory days, there's nothing wrong with that. But if it's becoming an integral part of your day, then yeah, you need to reassess that. Why are you so stuck? And only you can answer that. But I think you know the answer, and I think that once you resolve this over here, this will be okay. All right, so let's talk about your crown chakra. And your crown chakra, which is located, at the top of your head, it is about whoops, I hit the camera. I'm sorry. It is about there we go. I can't tell. All right, I'm going to move it over just a little bit more. There we go. Your crown chakra is about self-knowledge. It's our ability to know and to understand ourselves, to understand our wisdom, and to understand our spiritual connection. So as far as our self-knowledge, the card you drew, Taurus, is more cups. You got a lot of cups in this reading. Cups deals with emotions. So you got the 8 of Cups. And normally in a normal reading, 8 of Cups, it shows this guy walking away from things. And that's what this is. He's walking away from things that he knows is no longer serving him well. And I think that that's what you need to do, is you really need to look within yourself. And I think that this is a time that you really need to do some self-introspection, some self-analysis, and kind of really focus on those things that, maybe you're dwelling on that aren't serving your highest good anymore. Because when we get stuck on those things, it just brings us down. We get stuck. We can't move forward because we're looking backwards. And as you see in this card, this guy's like, nope, I'm done. I am moving forward. You know what? I'm headed into the future, and I don't know what the future brings, but you know what? I'm moving there because this is done and over with. And I think that that's where you're at a point too, once you resolve this, that you really, and I think that this is how you're going to resolve this, is I would start with I don't think your crown chakra is necessarily blocked. I think that deep down, you know that you know the problem. So I think that maybe meditate, really do some self introspection. And I think once you do that, it's going to bring some things to the surface that are going to help you resolve these things that are going over in the solar plexus. And then these two things will be worked. I think these things will kind of, after you work this, I would just do a meditation on your chakras or get some reiki, and you're going to be good to go. All right. And I think the same with your crown. I don't think your crown is necessarily underactive or blocked. I think if it doesn't resolve, that sure, this could happen, but I really think that your crown chakra is saying, hey, let's get rid of this stuff that's not serving our highest good. All right. So I'm going to move that one up here because I think that's a really good card. I think that your crown chakra is in a good place. All right. So those are your chakras. Let's go ahead and pull a message from your guardian angel. Okay, so let's go ahead and, I'm being told do it 3 times. 2. And what I mean by that, when I say I'm being told, it's not like I'm necessarily hearing a voice in my head. Just the number 3 popped into my head. Maybe that's significant to you in some way. All right. And with that being said, I'm going to choose the 3rd card. 1, 2, and there's number 3. And the message that your guardian angel, and your guardian angel has been with you since the moment you were conceived. Okay. Your guardian angel is telling you, spark. And think about a spark. If a spark like in a flame, when you're making fire and you got sparks and it flies and it can set something on fire and then it grows into this big fire. I think that your guardian angel wants you to know you are a spark, that you are the spark of something beautiful and something wonderful. And I think it's in terms, because I see some little hearts up here, in your relationships. You are the spark. You can be the spark. You have been the spark, but you need to realize that. And your guardian angel wants you to know that, you are loved and you are liked, but you have to believe it, and you have to let people see you for your authentic self. Don't try to be what you think somebody else wants you to be. Be yourself, be that spark, and you're going to find that you're going to have lots of flames around you that want to dance. I think of a fire and all the little flames dancing. You're going to create that, and that's amazing. That's just incredible. So Taurus, get to work. You are fantastic. I hope this resonated because, it started a little, but none of us are perfect. But you are a spark. And you're wonderful. And don't forget that. And don't let anybody tell you otherwise. And if somebody doesn't like you for who you are, well, tell them to pack sand. I would say something else, but I don't want to get shadow banned or whatever on YouTube. So I like my channel. I like being able to do this for you guys. So, all right, I'm going to let you go. Thank you for joining me in your reading today. And again, like I said, if this gets good feedback, I'm going to try to do this quarterly. And so therefore, go live your best life, but do it the natural way. Oh, and before I close out, if you are interested in some chakra healing or your own personal reading or some Reiki work, check out yournaturalhealer.com. Go to the services tab. There's lots of things out there available. All right. And with that being said, now go live your best life, but do it the natural way. Namaste. Bye.